Alright, guys. I'm sorry the videos are a little late today. I reinstalled OBS and had to get everything up and running, and I fell asleep on the couch as well, kind of. But regardless, let's jump into it. Let's talk about Hammer and Scorecard, and we're demonetized. Guys, at first I must admit I thought Hammer and Scorecard was a little bit of conspiracy. Look, at the end of the day, there are things that are obviously that are pushed out there by the estate, or the deep state, because they obviously want to sort of divert people's attention. So I must admit, I first heard about it and I thought, look, it's entirely possible, sure, but we're not going to be able to prove it. So, you know, what's the point? And then I heard about this. Someone sent me this article. Laptop USB drives stolen from Philly election staging site. So, Philadelphia, computer thumb drives used to program Philadelphia's voting machines were stolen from a city warehouse, along with a laptop of an employee from the machine's manufacturer. The item was stolen from a warehouse in the city's East Falls section. City Election Commission spokesman Nick Costello said in a brief email statement, adding that we're confident that this incident will not in any way compromise the integrity of the election. The Philadelphia Inquirer, which first reported the theft in a major Democrat city, said they were stolen this week. Now, this happened on October the 2nd, so a couple of days before the election. Now, I think it was day before this election, actually, was when they reported on it. Georgia said it was not able to access specifics about the stolen USB drive, including how many were taken and what was on them. Costello did not answer email questions, including whether any of the 3,000 Express voter ID touchscreen ballot marking devices used by the city might have been affected. So at the end of the day, and it's not just EAP that's talking about this, the Philadelphia Inquirer, memory sticks used to program Philly's voting machines were stolen from the warehouse. A laptop and several memory sticks were used to program Philly's voting machines were stolen from a city warehouse in East Falls, officials confirmed Wednesday, setting off a scramble to investigate and ensure the machines had not been compromised. Breitbart report, laptop memory sticks program Philadelphia voting machines were stolen. Now, I couldn't find any update regarding this, and obviously there'd be great something we could actually ask the Philadelphia mayor. And look, at the end of the day, what you're probably wondering, what's this got to do with Hammer and Scorecard? Well, what if Hammer and Scorecard was on the sticks and someone was stealing it to remove the evidence? But regardless of what was or wasn't on the sticks, you're probably wondering, first of all, what is Hammer and Scorecard? We do have a video here from Newsmax. This is the guy who is ex-CIA, I believe, who is actually talking about it. So let's talk.
First, tell everybody what it is.
Well, Hammer and Scorecard. Hammer is a surveillance tool designed to seek out terrorists, started in 2003. It was converted by the Biden administration into a surveillance tool to listen to American people and record what they were doing. The scorecard is an application like on your iPhone that can manipulate voting data, keep it within 3% so it's not obvious, but switch it from Trump to Biden, which the Democrats did in this election. And it is clearly one of the most subtle and stealthy ways of changing voting that there is today, and this is the first massive attack in the United States history. So now there'll be no more free election, Chris, after this one, if we get this issue resolved.
Well, General, I got to ask, because is there verifiable information that the Trump administration can use, that our citizens can see, that we can say that it was deployed in this election against American voters?
Yes.
Now, before they get onto that, right? So look at basically what he's saying is Hammer is the surveillance side of it. Scorecard is the voting manipulation when it comes to the votes themselves. And we have some possible evidence to show you of Scorecard actually being used. And believe it or not, it was actually CNN that actually stuffed up and showed it. But we'll get to that in a sec, right? But here's him talking about how you can prove whether scorecard or hammer was used, or scorecard.
And we will show specifically at what time, for instance, in Michigan at 0400 on the 4th of November, 138,000 votes came in for Biden. We'll show a whole host of these that around the country in the key battleground states that were attacked, the time and how many votes were changed. And we'll have to compare it manually to the votes that went in to the Secretary of State's office and then that came out, the differential. Because they all realize, I think, that the voting machines are not hooked up to the internet. There are some in Texas that are, but in general they are. They're bundled, go up to the state Secretary of State, and there at certain points, they're shifted onto the internet and distributed. And that's where Hammer is put in, and they put the scorecard application on it and manufacture a different vote total, in this particular case, in favor of Biden. This has to be proved because it'll have to go to a court of law.
So basically what he's saying is you go through, use the voting machines, tally up all the votes, and then before you go through and do the update, you put the program on there, and that will change the votes. Now, the interesting thing is that we do actually have a recount that is happening when it comes to, I think it's Georgia was wanting a recount. So if there was any funky business going on with that, obviously we'll be able to detect with the votes in Georgia. Now, obviously, Arizona has rejected a independent count. Funny how that is. And obviously, we also need to find out what's happening with Pennsylvania. But Georgia has said yes to a recount. So that's what Hammer and Scorecard is. Right, and here he is obviously talking about it. It's the same sort of stuff that we've already covered. Now, so here we have two screenshots, and we're going to back this up for you. But here we have two screenshots. The difference between these two photos is 2 minutes and 37 seconds. And Trump, in that 2 minutes and 37 seconds, has gone from 1,690 votes down to 1,670 votes. Can someone explain to me why? I would love a valid explanation about why Donald Trump lost 20,000 votes. How does someone in an election where they're literally counting results lose 20,000 votes? We're not talking a percentage here, right? If it was a percentage and Biden got a sudden boost, fine, that would change the percentage. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Pennsylvania, Trump losing 20,000 votes in 2 minutes and 37 seconds. And I think Pennsylvania was a lot worse than that. But let's go back and let's watch it here, right? So we're going to wind this.
Remember this number.
So here it is here. Here is Trump, 1,690,589.
1,690 for...
Now, presuming this video is true. This video was uploaded on the 9th of November 2020. Right? This is interesting.
Trump.
So remember, 1,690, right? We're just going to play it through. We're just going to show you the video playing. We're just going to let it run. We're not going to jump forward or anything like that. Remember, 1,690,000. 1.69 million. Remember that. 1.69 million. Right? That's the number we want. 1.69 million in Pennsylvania. I'm saying the number so that you remember it in your head. 1.69 million votes. Ready? Here we go. Should be coming up right about now. There it is there. Trump, 1.67 votes. How the hell does he lose 20,000 votes in 2 minutes? There it is, right there. There's the two, side by side. And Pennsylvania is not the only place where we saw this happen. This is just the one of the instances that we found. Here's another one here. This is Kentucky. This is loaded up on November the 10th, 2020. Right?
In this tree, heard the term.
So we're not going to, because obviously copyright and stuff like that, right? Here it is here. Belashir was 673, I believe. Let's see if we can get a better look at that. Right, so here it is here. 673,948. Right, and Matt Blevin is 662,235. Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the numbers up here, and we also have the numbers down here. This down here is fed by this tally up here. So this is about a second or two behind, right? So you're literally going to see the numbers change on screen. There it is there. Did you notice? Did you catch it before they pulled it off the screen? Well, I wonder why they pulled it off the screen. Right. There it is there. There's the two numbers on the screen right now. 674,508. This guy, the Democrat, he's jumped by roughly, I want to say 600 votes, right? Which is totally possible, right? Yep, okay, maybe. This guy has dropped. He was at 662,235 and he's dropped down to 661,675. He has lost approximately 500 and something votes. It's weird, isn't it? It seems to go from him up to him. Let's actually go through and we'll break out a calculator. Let's find out what the difference is to 662,235. 560 between Matt Bevin before and after, right? So if I go through and I get 674,508, sorry, 674,500 and actually, let's do it this way. 673,948 plus 560 makes 674,500 and what would you know? Hey, look. Oh my God! Look, hang on. Let me. Oh, don't mind the inception here, guys. I'm putting it on the screen. There you go. Look at that. Look, you add the 560 votes that are missing from one candidate, and it just happens to amazingly work out that it goes to the other guy. Look, I will do the math for the people on the freaking screen for you, right? 673,948 plus 560, right? That's minus 560 for 560. 674,508, which is exactly what the guy has jumped to. And now, if you go through and you have 662,235, 662,235 235 minus 560 is 661,670. It is literally the exact same number. The Democrat jumped by 560 votes, and the Republican lost 560 votes. Now, the guy was saying up to 3%, right? So, I'm not sure. My math is a little fuzzy here, but if I times that by 0.03, yeah, so what is it? It's about 1%? 661,675 times that by 0.01 is, yeah, it's like less than that. They've only taken like 0.1%. $662,235 times it by 0.005. I have to work out. I might be doing the math wrong on this. I always get confused when I'm trying to work out percentages. But yeah, like at the end of the day, guys, the 560, you can clearly see it's the same that's jumped up. Someone tell me, why did the Republican lose 560 votes at the exact same time the Democrat gained 560 votes? Okay, maybe it was a glitch. Maybe they typed the number in on the wrong one, right? Maybe they had to go through and change it. Fine. But then why is it that you also have it here with Pennsylvania? Kentucky, Pennsylvania, you know, and now obviously to prove the nonpartisan point of my name, the Georgia scorecard, they say Hammer and Score doesn't exist. That's a hoax. And obviously fact checkers have come out and said that no, there is no secret computer stealing votes. Okay, we never said it was a supercomputer for a start. We said it was a program, but regardless. So, you know, this is obviously where they go through and they play little word games. No, there's no secret computer. Okay, it doesn't have to be a secret computer. It has to be an app that you go through and you take on your phone. Okay? So, regardless. But at the end of the day, you know, let's go and ask the NSA. Let's ask the NSA about their secret program where they go through and they use the secret program to go through and spy on people and take votes from election, causing the election to go in their favor. Because I'm sure the NSA is going to be obviously upfront regarding this. Like it's not like the NSA or whatever has a history of lying to people regarding this exact same sort of secret programs, right? It's not like, you know, the DNI, James Clapper, has lied to the Senate about the NSA spying on people.
So what I wanted to see is if you could give me a yes or no answer to the question, does the NSA collect any type of data at all on millions or hundreds of millions of Americans?
No, sir.
It does not.
Not wittingly.
That is James Clapper, the DNI, lying to the Senate about the NSA spying on people. So, excuse me, if people sit there and go, but the NSA has said that they don't use Hammer and Scorecard. Hammer and Scorecard doesn't exist. You get it. They lie to people for a living. Now, obviously, after this came out, Clapper goes on and says that he was confused. That he was, I was confused when I was asked about the NSA spying on people. It wasn't the fact that I was just lying to people.
If the current director of the NSA were to testify to Congress and be asked if the NSA collects any information on millions of Americans and were to answer under oath, no, sir, not wittingly, in your opinion, would he be telling the whole truth and nothing else but the truth?
Well, what the question refers to is the exchange I had with Senator Wyden in March of 13, where he asked me about something, about a program, and I didn't recognize what he was talking about. So there's a big difference between making a mistake, which I freely acknowledge, a big mistake, and telling a lie. I did not lie.
He got confused, everybody. Don't give Clapper a hard time. He got confused when he was asked this question. Let me replay the question for you so you all get to understand how complicated it was.
A yes or no answer to the question, does the NSA collect any type of data at all on millions or hundreds of millions of Americans?
No, sir.
It does.
I don't know about you guys, but I find that question really confusing. You know, at the end of the day, it's just really confusing when the NSA sits there and says, no, we don't collect data on you. Oh, wait, actually we do. Snowden sort of dumped a whole bunch of articles online to prove that we do. I was just confused. It's sort of like, you know, when your wife catches you cheating, all right? She walks in and you're banging the next door neighbor, right? And your wife goes, oh my God, what are you doing? And you just turn, oh, I'm sorry, darling, I was confused. I thought this was you. If I ever get caught cheating, I'm going to try it and just say that it was Clapper. I'm doing a Clapper. But at the end of the day, obviously I'd never cheat, but regardless. But you get the idea, right? It was just so confusing of a question. So I'm sorry when the fact checkers sit here and say, you know, we asked the NSA regarding this, and the NSA says, no, there's no such thing as Hammer and Scorecard, right? Because they're the NSA and they're so upfront and honest about this sort of stuff, there's no way they would deliberately lie to anybody.
Or, for lack of a word, crazy town, which is the Hammer and Scorecard issue. Frankly, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm going to quote the
NSA stealing elections, interfering in elections, doesn't make sense to this guy. Yeah, you're kidding, right? The NSA or the CIA or FBI or whatever branch you want to say, he goes through and will carpet bomb a country just to change the dictator or change the government because they want someone that's going to be more interested in their line of thinking. They will literally go to war to blow up someone, but putting out a computer program that changes votes, that is unthinkable. You're kidding me, right, mate? And the fact that he's sitting there rubbing his ear when he's saying this, oh, if body language could tell you anything, to me, him sitting there rubbing his ear, avoiding contact, says he's full of shit! And he knows it.
Krebs, who's the director of CISA, the cyber...
But maybe he just had an itchy ear, right? Yeah, sure. Of course he did. Oh, of course he totally did. It's not like we have, you know, the Hammer and Scorecard actually affecting results. Oh, wait, we do. I don't know, guys. And by the way, if my channel's not here tomorrow, you know why. Come and join me on Rumble, because I have Rumble now. And even if they do ban me, I'm just going to keep uploading my videos there. But guys, apart from that, obviously, if you like this video, smack that like button. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on Hammer and Scorecard? Do you think it's a thing? Do you think it's not a thing? Did anything I've shown you today change your mind? Where you're like, nah, it doesn't exist, bro, you're crazy. And there you're sitting there thinking, well, shit, actually, maybe you're real. Let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Obviously, don't forget to share, because even if you type in the search, check this out. Hammer and Score. Oh. It's funny how the autocorrect doesn't seem to want to complete that, hey? It's weird, that. Although, I must admit, you can still actually search for it. So, you know, at least there's that, I suppose. But guys, let me know your thoughts in that comment section below. Apart from that, have a great night. Enjoy yourselves. 2 more videos coming up after this. I probably should have put this video up last, but regardless. Have a great night, and I'll see you in the next Nonpartisan video from YouTube.